Hey guys, so I thought I would do some business, no, that's not the business. It's a lovely day. It's the 31st officially. Tomorrow's 1st of December in Hollywood, and as you can see, it's a freaking hot day. I'm sweating up a storm, but I thought I'd do a street patrol video about what is ketosis? What is this business that everyone's talking about? For those who are just tuning in for the very first time, I haven't really done an official business about what ketosis is. So it pretty much is when you drive your glycogen and deplete your glucose, and well, actually it's deplete your glycogen and stimulate your body to start releasing ketones, which is units of fat. Dun, dun, dun. So you can check this out. Okay, kind of crappy light. You see? That's the business. And that's the business. Kind of crappy flat light, but that's okay. I want people to see that I am 46. I've been 4 years, and I've got these gloves on because I was riding my bike. But I've been 4 years in ketosis at age 46, so I started when I was 42. And I dropped myself down to 9% body fat. So people often ask me, well, what percentage were you before? And I was probably wavering around 12 to 10, but what I'd have to do is pretty much starve myself to get into that humming state of a lower body fat percentage. So once I was able to up my calories, and that's what people don't understand, you actually are upping your calories when you're in a state of ketosis. So this is me on the street patrol, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so what I actually learned was that it's called nutritional ketosis. Look, you can see me in the background. Check that. Holding the camera. So now you know. This is no professional crew. This is straight up guerrilla style filming. Ah! Okay, so behind me is, can you see over my shoulder? That's some crazy, that's what people do in Hollywood. There's like $1 for really crappy clothes. So I was riding my bike around, I was like, I'm gonna go take a look. And I went there and I saw all these like scavengers, lovely people, but these are Hollywood, I guess you would say the funkadelic type, the hipsters going through the stuff. Okay, I digress. Okay, let's get back to the business. All right, sun's blasting in my face, but that's okay. What you want to do is to get a lower body fat percentage, but it's not just for a lower body fat percentage. It's kind of like the carrot that I dangle in front of people, that you actually start to heal your systems, your brain, your circulatory, heart and lung, your digestive system, your muscular system, your reproductive system. I mean, everywhere your body's just like, thank you. We've been lied to, yes. We've been told that we cannot consume a very, very limited amount of cholesterol in our diets, which is not true, people, because it's not the cholesterol that's giving us heart attacks. It's the carbohydrates, because we can only handle that much. Look at that. Can you see my hands? It's about that much of glucose, and the rest desperately gets shoved somewhere. Let's get rid of it, because you obviously don't store that much in your muscles. No, you don't store that much. You got about, let's say about, well, if you're a bigger dude than me, because I'm kind of petite, but if you're a bigger dude, you'd probably store about 300 up to, and your muscle will probably store about 270 of glycogen, and liver's on this side, about 70, 80, 90 in your liver to fuel the brain. Liver, brain, muscle, bouncing around, acting dorky on a Saturday. Okay, I digress. Look at people. Crazy people. Hollywood, street. Yes, this is La Brea. Okay, so my arms are getting tired, and I'm trying not to use my other hand because it creates a big fat shadow in front of my face. That doesn't look good. All right, so look at this. Look at that camera magic, right? Okay. So this is not the Atkins diet. It's similar in the sense that you drive down your carbohydrates and you can up your fats. But a lot of people have become afraid to up their fats. They think, well, if I eat fat, I'm going to get fat. But no, all our fat cells are designed to take in carbohydrates. Yes, via insulin. That's what insulin it has been primarily used for in our modern time of overeating too many carbohydrates, because we can only handle this much. Yeah, this much. Think about diabetics. Their blood sugar rises and they get in serious trouble. And if it stays circulating in the blood over 2 hours, oh, they get sick. They get terribly sick. And then those people with high blood sugar, and they're hypoglycemic, and then they crash. And then they eat a banana and juice, and then they go up. And then they crash. And then they go up. And then that puts problems on their adrenals, right? That puts problems on their adrenals. And then that puts a problem on their thyroids. And then they don't have enough iodine. And then they're sick, and their eyes are bulging out of their head, because that's what you do when you have Hashimoto's syndrome from, bad T4 T3 conversion of your hormone. Thyroid, that is. Anyway, hadn't stir sagging, got pulled up. Oh yeah, look, so if you can see, I've had 10 surgeries on my left knee. Check that out. Can you see that? I'm actually using my phone this time instead of my my iPad, so I can actually go and show you what that looks like. So 10 surgeries. Oops. Come on, Steph, the knee. Where's the knee? Okay, so that's 10 surgeries. I cannot run, jump, lunge, or squat, and I'm maintaining a low body fat percentage of 46. Actually, if you want to learn more, you can go to my Facebook, which is Stephanie Person Skater, or my website, stephanieperson.com. I put together ketogenic nutrition plans because this is such a new kind of underground movement of people that there's not a lot of people out there who kind of know. And since I've been doing this for 4 years, a nice shadow across my face. So I've been doing this for 4 years, then I got a grasp. I have played with my monos and my polys and my saturated, my LCTs and my MCTs. Those are all fats, fatty acids. And you've got to know how to use them, people, because if you don't know how to use them, you're not going to go down to body fat. You're going to plateau. You are. And my last video about plateauing, sleep. People, sleep. 10 to 4, those are magical hours. Get it right. All right? Yeah. And get your potassium and your sodium on in the beginning when you're trying to keto adapt. And then when you adapt, you can go to the fasting stage. So basically, what is ketosis? Ketosis is you can either burn fat, and I say this in all my videos, you can burn carbohydrates. Well, for thousands of years, we've been burning carbs because we didn't know any better. Once agriculture came around and farming came around, we could go and create crops everywhere. And then we can develop celiac disease. And then we can break off the little hairs in our small intestine. And then we can have big chunks go into our bloodstream and our body goes, what the hell is that? And then our body attacks itself and then we're sick. And then we don't know why. Okay? And then we'll eat sugar. And then, well, sugar, carbs. You know, everything has a glycemic index in it, which is sugar, except for fat. Love me some fat! In the right places. So that's what you do. Being the Atkins diet, they got it right, and they're getting it right, but they got all these crazy products, and then people say, yeah, but their products are improving, but the best product is Mother Nature, y'all. The best product is Mother Nature. Whole Foods. I'm cooking all the time, but that's okay, because I am fabulous at 46. So basically, Atkins kind of like had people eat too much protein, and protein, too high numbers of protein, not zero, but too high numbers of protein become anti-ketogenic, and it's hard to become keto adapted when you eat too much protein. You need to eat moderate protein. You need to figure out what those fats are, people. Saturated, monounsaturated fats, and where to put them in your day, and how much, and how many carbs. Everybody's still trying to eat, drink. Their winter squash and their yellow squashes, and they're trying to push the limit with their onions, and onions caramelize when you cook them. So, I'm getting hot. Let's look at these people again. See, crazy people, blah, blah, blah. So let's look at the crazy people for a minute. Give my arm a rest. The ketogenic diet is when your body learns how to burn ketones, which is units of fat. You think you're doing that on the treadmill? You're not, people. No, you're not. You're burning muscle. You're burning tissue. You're burning your sex organs. I mean, the hormones. I mean, why do girls lose their period when they diet? Their body's not getting enough tools to keep the engine running. Tools for the brain. Depression, I can't sleep. Low serotonin, low melatonin. Your sex hormones, your adrenaline, your cortisol. All of these play a role in becoming. Let me see, what time are we at? Oh, I've been sitting here out for 9 minutes getting a tan. All right, I already have one. But anyway, Okay guys, so that's the ketogenic diet. It's where your body, and it's completely safe, it doesn't harm your liver. That would be from, damage would be from ketoacidosis from type 1 diabetics that cannot go into a state of ketosis, nutritional ketosis, because they rely on insulin too much and their ketones become acid and they get sick and they start to have liver issues. But people who are healthy or just have high blood sugar or hypoglycemic can go, but you have to do it healthily. You can't just go eat a bunch of french fries. And takes anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks, no, not 5 weeks, 5 days, 7 days a week to adapt into nutritional ketosis. I'm getting hot under this cap. What's up? Okay. Once you adapt, it's awesome because people ask how many calories you eat a day, and it really doesn't matter on the calories. It really matters on how much fat you're eating. Fat is dense. It has a lot of calories in it. So even though it appears that I'm not eating a lot of food, I'm actually eating a lot of calories in fat, which you need to stimulate ketosis. Eat fat, burn fat. Remember that. Eat carbs, burn carbs. Muscle, tendon, tissues, gums, get cataracts, heart attacks, all that stuff from eating too much glucose. So there you go, people. There's the people behind me, the scavengers. And as stories on the street in Hollywood, I report ketogenic diet is when you train your body to burn units of fat. You think you're burning it on the treadmill, but you're not. There's a whole interesting science behind it. Check out Stephen Finney, Peter Attia, and my favorite badass woman of all time, Nora Gagaudis. These are the people that know what's up. Or you can just go to my Facebook, check me out, Stephanie Person, skater, because I used to be a pro skateboarder. Whew, that's enough, 11 minutes. Good God, who could pay attention that long? Scavengers, Hollywood, crazy girl on the camera. Peace, y'all.